Alright guys, it's me. We're back for another week. Week 3, leaving Indianastan. Had to get packed up and ready to go. I had to BWI to fly out. We had a light blizzard last night, enough to get a good amount of snow on the ground. I was able to call the family and play a little Fortnite with Toby. In the morning we ended up driving on the icy roads, rather slow through the town. We had to take it kind of easy on the highway, it wasn't any better. But by the time we hit the airport, we couldn't make it to the top deck. We had to make it back to the bottom deck where they picked us up. Made my way to Starbucks to get some coffee before the trip. It was a few minute wait. It wasn't too long, maybe a couple hours before we actually flew out. We were there early enough to be able to kind of relax and chit chat before the plane arrived and got ready for us to board. But as soon as we did, it wasn't before long before we were heading to Atlanta. The view was pretty good with a lot of snow on the ground. It was a short hop between the two gates, so it didn't really take that long to jump onto the next flight, which is probably less than an hour after we landed. Once we boarded there, we headed towards BWI, grabbed our baggage and headed to the terminal where the Mill Air flight was located. We had to check in all our baggage and weapons just to make sure everything was good, and then went through TSA as normal. It was a few hours before we were able to board the plane. Most of everyone is going to Germany. The trip ended up being about 6-7 hours long. The flight was okay. The food wasn't any better. I didn't eat much of it. We landed in Ramstein. We had to get off the plane for a little bit while they refueled and cleaned up. So we just hung out outside for a couple hours. Then eventually we made our way back onto the plane and started heading to another location to do another drop off and then head to Kuwait. A lot less people, so it was a lot more comfortable to sit in. Had a row to myself, got a window seat, and was able to lay down. So our final stop was Kuwait International Airport. Did a lot of waiting. We waited on the plane, on the bus, in the PAX terminal. Overall, we ended up getting in late at night. By the time we got done with everything, we were able to get some breakfast in the morning. But the rest of the day was pretty much just trying to stay awake. So we were able to kind of go to the PX and some of the shops and check out some of the food courts. At night, we went back to our rooms and kind of just slept. And then the next day, we got breakfast in the morning. But overall, it was just a lot of waiting. Sometimes it takes a few days to wait for your next flight to be arranged. So when there was nothing else to do, there was either eating or going to USO and playing on the internet, or just sightseeing around the compound. There's also a 24-hour Starbucks on Camp Erfjan. And then when we were able to get our flight, we were able to leave on a bus ride to Ali Al Salim Air Base in Kuwait. Again, pretty much waited until it was our turn to actually fly out in a C-17.
Yeah. This is Ali Al Salim.
It was the first time I ever been on a C-17, so it was a nice flight. It was really loud though, so headphones really helped a lot, or earplugs. Most everyone tried to rest. But we finally made it to Afghanistan. Made it to my room. Small little quaint little room. Here I am in the middle of Bagram Airfield, surrounded by the beautiful view of the Hindu Kush Mountains. In a couple of days, I should be in the capital, Kabul. Until then, I'll just have to keep waiting.